Alright, so boom. Back with some more topics from the journal. The site, you already know it. It's bro5broke.substack.com. The other one is superoracle.substack.com. You already know. So last time we left off on order no longer affecting my brain, or my mind or whatever, because I was cleaning my room and stuff, and like your inners or outer. So this is from March 2021 at 12 a.m. So that's where this entire entry, that's where all these topics today are from, that entry. So you can find that in the blog and blot. So but yeah, next topic. Having a clean space is supposed to bring the process of success ever so slightly closer. Instead, I can't look at it. This is just about like the space feeling all basic and stuff, because like clean space was all right, boom. So like if you have a clean space, like you have a clean mind, you have a clear thought process, you know what I mean? Like that's supposed to bring, that's supposed to like induce like a faster working, faster processing process just for like whatever you're doing, like whatever your goals are, like furthering your goals, like that's supposed to bring it just ever so slightly closer, because like it's just one part of, like, if you have a big goal, like it's one part of doing a lot of things, but it's like a mental thing. So it'll just like help you it'll just help you like get to where you're going faster, like if you have a clean environment or whatnot. But instead I can't look at it because like, well, this leads into the next topic, but the next one, I can't look at it because it's like basic as hell. But then the next topic is like, my things in my room feel less personal and more like props. I can't look at it because they feel more like props. It feels like IKEA stuff, even though it ain't as fancy and nice. You know what I mean? Like it just feels that way because like, I don't know, like, because I wasn't used to like having like a clean environment or whatever, and so like I would just have stuff all over the place and whatnot, and like it would be clean on and off, like how regular everyday life stuff is. Like stuff is clean on and off, like this pile of stuff I have on this table right here. But then I'll fix it up a little bit and like just do incremental stuff. So like this was like, basically that was the sentiment of this. So it was like incrementally like changing the day-to-day and the environmental stuff and everything like that. So that's what basically it was about, for real. Like just taking small steps, increments into like doing what you need to do, doing your stuff. So, and I think I'm gonna add my social media to like my Twitch like platform and stuff like that, so people can just like, because I don't be saying the like links and stuff, and so people could just like go do their own thing, like see it, click on it and whatnot. My Instagram, I'm gonna add that too and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, my room was like all IKEA stuff and stuff like that, even though it wasn't, but it just felt like a magazine, you know what I mean, like after I cleaned it. So, but it still didn't represent my mind. So, okay. The next one is, can I not even be honest enough with myself to write my true thoughts? I forget what that's in reference to, even though I just wrote all these literally like just now. But this is around the time where it's like I was getting more into, well, it wasn't even about my blog at this point, because like after I started writing the blog, which are just like my journal entries, I like found that I was like being performative, you know what I mean? Like I was writing stuff and I was thinking about the blog as I was writing stuff, which made me think like, hey, this is real because these are my real thoughts. I'm thinking about the blog as I'm writing, like that's a real thought. So it's like it still is genuine to write about that stuff, like write about the blog in the blog, or not the blog but my journal. But it was still feeling kind of like basic and stuff like that. Yo, it was still feeling kind of like basic and stuff like that. So um yeah, so like I don't know, but this was before I started writing in the blog, so it was like, can I even be honest with myself? It was about something else. It was like I think I I think I was like, this is the first like stages of me getting this journal and writing. So it was like, can I can I just write my thoughts genuinely how I feel, not as if someone was gonna read this, even though this is before the conceptualization of the blog, but it's like even though like people ended up reading all this stuff anyway, it was like it was just about being honest to myself, which I learned how to do through writing. So that's what that was about. That topic was, can I not even be honest with myself enough to write my true thoughts? You know what I mean? Like I was writing like performative thoughts and stuff like that to myself, which is like weird. Um, and to be honest, I don't really care about like the timelines or whatever, or like the amount of time I spend like um, in the stream now. I'll eventually care more about that, but like these topics, like I just be the more casual you are, the more you're gonna run through them faster and stuff like that. Unless I have a lot to explain, or I add like caveats, or I add like outside things to like right now that like incorporate with it and stuff like that. So yeah. But okay, the next one is um or was that honestly me overthinking? This is exactly how I'll find my characters, this journal. So then I started contemplating like, oh, am I being honest? Am I being like performative with my thoughts to myself? Or was that just me honestly overthinking my thoughts? And then so I ended up writing more detail, which is kind of what I just explained. We're just like, if the thoughts are genuine, it doesn't matter if you're like, if it doesn't matter if you're like in metacognition about your thoughts, because like if that's how you really think, then it's still genuine. And like somebody probably still thinks like that, but they think nobody else thinks like that, or whatever the case. So that's still a genuine thought. It's like, and that probably was just me overthinking, because like by the way I talk, you already know like I did be overanalyzing, or maybe not overanalyzing, maybe analyzing the right amount, but uh it just comes off as like explaining too much to like myself and stuff like that. And then this is exactly how I'll find the characters, like to the story I wanted to write, my journal. So excuse me, sorry. But yeah, cause like my characters are just gonna be like an amalgamation of me, like all my thoughts, but like dispersed, like the Big Bang type shit. So like a bunch of different like parts of me, but like this part is in this different character, and everything like that, which I feel like our authors do, a lot of authors do, which I don't see how you can't. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, no, but like, cause even the things they choose to research is a part of their personality, that they would even choose to research that thing. So a lot of them is in their work and stuff like that. So, oh my god, I'm not I'm not even tired, I swear. I'm just like yawning a lot. It's weird. But yeah, like, so it's still them. They still incorporate themselves in it, even though like it's about like, even though their character might exhibit a trait that's not them, but it might be linked to them, because either one, they find it interesting, which is like part of their personality that they find interesting, or two, like they're around people who are like that, or like whatever, their surroundings are like that. So it's like, whatever they grab, whatever's in their purview, whatever's in their frame of reference, like that all counts as like part of you and like for your story. So that's exactly how I'll find the characters and like their personalities for my story. I just like write in my journal. Um, the next one, smoked again. Actually, I bought a cart. I have all enablers around me, forgetting how critical this book is for life. Total brain massage. That was when I relapsed. It wasn't really It was well, you can't call a 1 day break a relapse, which is what I was having a lot of back then. Like 1 day breaks, or break right here, break right here. Like, oh, break for 2 days and then do it again. So it's like, well, I guess you can because like the effort to stop is there, but like, bro, like it didn't last for more than like 2 days. So like, yeah, but smoked again, not good. Bad. And then I said actually I bought a cart because like I don't know if I separated those two things, like smoking and buying a cart, even though it was like the same thing. Like you still smoking both of them, but like whatever, right? Still the same thing. Still the same thing. The effects are still the same on your body and stuff like that. So yeah, but hello. You need a yawn counter. I have all enablers around me. The only enabler I had around me was like myself. For real, for real. Like, yeah, the only enabler I had around me was myself because I just like, I don't know. I had people around me that smoked too, but like, yeah, all my friends smoked. So I guess like, and I was hanging out with them a little bit more than I was now, but I wasn't really either. And they had to like drag me out of that house until they got bored with doing that because they're like, if you're gonna chill with us, you're gonna make the effort, even though they didn't say that, but it's like, that's what it was given, right? So, but yeah, I had like a bunch of enablers around me, like people who weren't anytime gonna stop themselves. So it's like I'm not gonna stop, even though I want to stop. But like whatever, like whatever because like it's not that they were saying I'm not gonna stop and they didn't even know I wanted to stop. It wasn't a thing I verbalized, which is like something that you should do. Like it's good to like if you really want to stop doing that. But it was just like whatever because that's what they do. But like this is my thing that I'm doing, so it's like I should be able to have like the willpower, the strength or whatever to stop. So I never really put it on anyone else, and like for me not putting it on anyone else and me like internalizing a lot of my stuff, like it was just like it was just me, you know what I mean? Like it was just like it was just me for real. You feel me? Yeah, it was just my own thing. It was just my own endeavor, my own project, my own like what's the word? My own. It was my own thing, right? It was my own thing. So it didn't have anything to do with them, so I just didn't involve them, right? And yeah, so I smoked again. This shit was not good for what my goals were. Enablers, they weren't really enablers. Forgetting how critical this book is for life. Total brain massage. Yeah, bro, like writing. When I figured out, my cousin put me on to writing, like cause she's like mentally acute. She's like emotionally aware. So, she could put me on game about different things that were going on and stuff. Like, and different like tips and tricks about like what to do to like, just like, try to like curve whatever like bullshit you were putting yourself in mentally or whatever bullshit you just happen to find yourself in mentally. Side note, because I'm thinking about it, I don't want to forget. I wrote a daily list out again because of the ADHD. I used to be writing a bunch of daily lists and stuff, but like I wrote one out that so I'm not just chronically on my phone. This is one of the things, like streaming, uploading it, where I found myself to be consistent for at least these couple of days that I've been doing it, just because like subconsciously I found myself to be consistent because like this is just the thing I'm doing, and like since it's working and since I'm continuing to do it, it's just like, oh man, well, I feel like my subscribers are like holding me accountable too, just because like I like seeing that I have 10 subscribers, like how, like on YouTube and stuff like that I have 13 now. But yeah, I'm just like, oh wow, like yeah, why not keep doing it, right? My shorts are blowing up more than my regular YouTube videos, but I'm getting like 3 views on my YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's pretty lit. Yeah, but so I wrote out another daily list, which listen, I have so many daily lists that my new iteration of my blog, I have a whole section that's really just ADHD to-do list, because I know that people who have ADHD and who don't know it, like, or who do know it and just need like that push, that boost or whatever, like they're gonna read that and be like, okay, like I can relate to some of this, or like, oh, okay, this makes sense for me. And I have like a bunch of different iterations of lists and stuff like that from over the years that I've just like put together, from like living alone, like living at my parents' house, like because you had different responsibilities. Like when I was living alone, I was living in a room where I had a little trash for me in my room, because we all had separate rooms, right? And then so there wasn't really a house trash to put out, but like on my list where I was living with my parents or like living with this girl, like we had a house trash. So it's like different things like that, like different, you need different things for different stages in your life and stuff like that. So it's like anybody at any stage could like get into any one of these lists, but they gotta pay because that's behind a paywall. Um, yeah, I need to get back on writing the blog. I think I'm gonna start it up because I can't like advertise it on Instagram how I used to, and that was my bag, that was my whole bag. Like I would like doodle and stuff like that, all like in the post and stuff like that, and like add a song to like curate the mood of the post. But like since I didn't do that, I just like stopped the consistency with the blog, and plus I was like going through a bunch of shit at the end of the at the end of the year. For real, I was going through bad shit. Um, I just almost got into like a little depressive episode. Well, not an episode, but like a little depressive state, just like thinking about this girl again. And then I had to take a pill because I realized, like my depression pills, because I realized I haven't taken one in like maybe a day or two. So like I was just like, oh, maybe the effects started wearing off and like that brain chemistry started spiraling again, and I'm just like, oh man, I need to take this shit for real. But like I'm on the daily list again. Like I had one of those, like before it seemed tedious, and so I stopped doing it, and I was just gonna rely on like all the other ones that I made to like not reference them to like do daily lists now, but just like reference them for my blog so I have something to write about in the ADHD to-do list section. But I started a whole new one. I'm gonna do it for myself, like this one for myself again. So that's like a sidebar. But yeah, so it was like, yeah, total brain massage. Yeah, that's what writing was. Like writing my cousin, like she was super like emotionally aware and stuff like that, so she put me on to writing as like a cure, or like just like as like a thing to do to like see if it calms my nerves and stuff like that. And it ended up being like a lifesaver. It literally saved my life. And so like I always tell her about that. Not always, but like whenever I get the chance and I think about it and I have like I have the will to tell her, I'd be like, yo, remember when you put me on to writing? Yeah, that kind of saved my life. Good looks. For real. Like, good looks, you saved my life. Thanks. See you at Christmas. uh, I didn't see her at Christmas this year, though. They're going through something right now. But it's alright, we're gonna be rich, so it don't matter. Okay, but my new phone case is so... Oh, this is the next one. My new phone case is so cool. Built-in kickstand and all that. I think it was a Spigen case. No, I'm positive. I'm positive it was a Spigen case. It was a black Spigen, like form-fitting case, which all cases are form-fitting. But it had like this little kickstand thing at the end of it that had the Spigen on it. It was so lit. It was so minimal. It's like exactly what I needed in a case. It was lit. I think I might. I don't know. I'm thinking about it because I do need a new case because this one, brother, this one is falling apart. That means it's doing a job, but like, brother. So like, I think I need a new one. This one's shock absorption is really good too, even though like the phone just be slipping out sometimes, even when I want to make it slip out. But like, yeah. So yeah, my new phone case was so cool. I like kicked the flip stand out, watch shows on it, watch movies, lit time in my life. Which reminds me, like my next job, just because like I used to do it on the job, and that's probably where I was thinking about this when I wrote this. My next job, I'm saving up mad bread. So tomorrow I go in to give my social security and my ID so they can copy it. I'm gonna also give them my bank information so I can have direct deposit off rip. And then I get my schedule, so I start in the mornings. Probably I told them I could do early mornings, like 5-6 a.m. That's lit for me because I could have like the rest of the day and stuff like that where I'm gonna like manage my sleeping so I can still like wake up and like chill out and stuff. But and I won't be going to sleep as late because I'll be going to sleep late as hell. I need to be waking up right early, so it's like I can't do that, right? So I'm gonna do that, and yeah, I'm gonna get this bag Ola, and I won't be spending a lot of bread because like I can't do that. I already have a couple outstanding balances, maybe 2 for Apple, and that's why I can't download any apps. So it's like, yeah, I gotta like save up that bread. And yeah, money's always been a thing where it's like I can't hold it down, I can't like stay down, which just means like stay down, don't spend and stuff like that. Don't spend frivolously. I can never not spend frivolously because like that was just my bag. Like I just spent a bag, that was my bag. But I can't do that, so I have to rein it in. I have to adult. Might as well write at this age. Yeah, so writing is a total brain massage. Even talking right now, talking about this stuff is a brain massage too. Uh, oh no, that was the last one. This next one was about my phone case, so cool. And then and then okay, so the next topic is my manifestation of becoming my manifestation of becoming my sister's younger brother has come to fruition. My sister just left for school today at 12 p.m. It's pretty lit. Sent her off. I love that girl. But my manifestation of becoming her younger brother, because she's my younger sister by 4 years. Me and all my siblings are spaced by four, so I'm 4 years younger than my brother, and my sister's 4 years younger than me. But all right, yeah, something like that, right? Yeah, so but but or we're spaced 4 years apart, or however, like we're spaced 4 years apart. But I don't think it's like, I don't know how it goes. Right? I don't know how it goes, but I think it's 4 years younger. But which yeah, it's the same thing. But like I'm dumb, but no, I'm smart. Um, or am I? I keep losing myself. But yeah, so like, cause she was just always more like mature and stuff like that than me, and she always just like had a good head on her shoulders. Taught herself French at like 11, even though I was the catalyst for that because I was wanting to learn it first, but then like the ADHD started running rampant. That's what I'm blaming on. But like that probably was it too. But like yeah, so I can never hold that down. But like I had a passion. I was gonna do that too. But she actually did it. Like she taught herself French. She went on Duolingo first, and she started like FaceTiming people from overseas because she found this other app to do, and she was talking to them and having like real conversations and stuff. So cool, such a genius. And then she also started learning Arabic, and her other friends spoke Arabic, so it was just like cool. And then Spanish, and so she's doing like a major for being a like, she wants to be a translator, but I think her major is just like for knowing the language, and so she has to do some more schooling to actually become a translator and stuff like that. So she's just cool as hell for that. But yeah, taught herself French. Like that's lit. I'm gonna learn it. I know I could learn it, and I have the aptitude because like I started learning a little bit of it, and then I called her the one day. This is when she was deep in her French bag, and then we are having a little conversation, and I like answered in French and stuff like that, and I was like, "Ça va?" Da, 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 da. And she was like talking to me, and she was like, "Wait, how long have you been practicing?" I was like, "I just practiced for like 2 days." She was like, "Dang, 2 days? You already know this? It feels like you've been practicing for way longer." I'm just like, "Yeah, I can pick this up whenever I want to." So it's just like the things in my life right now are phasing in and out. But it's like as you get older, you realize like, bro, like you realize like all this stuff, it happens in increments. It happens little by little. You don't just snap and do it, right? So it's like practice makes perfect. So it's like all these things, even cleaning up my area, cleaning up my space, like things become super dirty and overwhelming, and then it's like they become super clean though, but you like just do it one by one. You Even this list that I'm doing right now, I just worked out. That's first on the list. I read. Me reading was just me writing down these prompts or topics from my like journal and stuff like that from the blog. So like that was counted as my reading, but like I am gonna read after this because I need to do that on the list. The next on the list is like write about my surroundings, which I did write before this. So writing is something like this, streaming, where it's like I'm doing it subconsciously because like that's just, it's something I have to do, or like something that I'm not counting as work. So it's supernatural and I just do it, right? So that's cool. And then after that, schoolwork, which I don't want to do, but I'm gonna do it in increments, and I'm gonna do it small, so it's like better than not doing anything at all, right? And then content, which is what this is, but like this is at the end of the day, and I just created this list not too long ago, so eventually when you see me streaming, I will have done all this stuff already. But yeah, but my sister's younger brother, I became her because my sister just became way more like advanced than me and stuff like that, which I can only say bravo. Like she's so lit for that. The next one is I need to learn all of this pop culture from old timey commercials to music to effing culture. That's just to get a bag. That's just to develop a bag for like naturally just like develop like situational knowledge and like knowledge of my area that I live in, like my country and stuff like that, and just like become a citizen, like have general knowledge. And then also it's because of like to gather inspiration from like old times to like see how I can incorporate that into like my story that I want to write. And so you need like general knowledge if you're gonna like create a like believable enough world that people could live in or characters can live in if you're gonna make a story. And so like that too. That was a big part of it too. That was probably the catalyst, the story, and then like the rest of it just like to have general knowledge. So it's like I'm gonna live in my story world more than the real world, for real. And just have knowledge of like cars and stuff like that, and like people always be talking to me about like different places on the map and stuff, and I never was cognizant of any of that stuff. So it's just like to be a citizen basically. The next one is I need to know all the great stories and novels. In the same vein, I need to know all the great stories and novels. I just read the full Sherlock Holmes, so like anyone who could talk to me about that, like bro, we could really rap about that. I got this book for Christmas for my sister. Yo, alright. So the one day, I forgot how old I was. Maybe, oh my god, bro. Maybe 16 or 17, and my sister was like 12. So it was like 12 or 11. We were snowed in the house, this house, in the living room. We had our old couch. Oh my god, bro. And we couldn't find anything on demand to watch. So we were looking up a bunch of free movies. One of them was Into the Woods. So she got me this as like a sentimental gift for Christmas. She didn't know if I would like it, so she didn't wrap it. She just like gave it to me. She didn't want me to open it up on Christmas Day and be like, "Oh wow, an avocado." But really, I would have been like, "Yo, this is great," and we would have been laughing OD. But instead of that, the joke just became that I already knew about the gift, so that was the joke. So we ended up laughing how we would have anyway if she just gave it to me the first time originally. But so basically core memory. So she was gonna give it to my younger cousin, but you know how like old fairy tales and stuff always have more like mature themes than like, you know, their movie counterparts or the movie adaptations. But yeah, this is actually like an actual read, not like the Sherlock Holmes book, not like a book, but like a book because like, yeah, Into the Woods, and the cover is lit. The cover is lit. Yeah, so I need to read all the great stories and novels. Right now, I could say that I've read Sherlock. Well, I haven't read all of it, but I'm so close that I might just finish the book tonight. And it's the whole series. So after that, I could read any mystery I want within it after I'm done, and I'm just gonna go and do that because the mysteries are so lit. I'm thinking of the one where Holmes and Watson meet their match when Holmes is talking to this one guy. He's like a series criminal, and like he comes into Holmes's humble abode, and then they get to rapping about some stuff, and then he just like outsmarts him and outwits him, and it's like I don't know if it's really outwitting. Well, maybe it's outwitting in the moment, and that's what Conan Doyle wanted to portray in that a scene. But like, bro, it was so clever writing, and it felt like I was watching a movie scene rather than reading a book, which is like, yeah, that's what you want to do when you're writing a book, right? Yeah, so he's like a super inspiration, even with all like the racist stuff. Well, it was in that time period, so it's like accurate, but it was like the racist stuff and whatnot in the book and whatnot. But like, I just read past that stuff, you know. I just read past it. It's whatever. I read it, but like I read past it, if you know what I mean. And the last one, when I have 2 minutes left, which I write down 10 topics every time. So I think I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10. So I think I'm gonna just do that because that seems to fill up a 30-minute block, and like that's cool enough, right? Not that's not cool enough. That's like the goal I'm setting. So it's like, yeah, that is good enough. The last one is I need to have Detective Conan level knowledge. Myself with Kanye, Tony Stark, and Sherlock Holmes. RDJ and book version. If you've seen the RDJ Sherlock Holmes, then you know what I'm talking about. He got me in. I watched his movies of Sherlock Holmes, and that's what made me like super fascinated in the character before I read the novels. But I knew I had to get the novels. My mom bought me the book one year for Christmas. She got me that book for Christmas a couple Christmases ago. I haven't read it. I think I said this before too. She got me this Edgar Allan Poe book I haven't even cracked open. And I'm just not finishing that Sherlock Holmes book. It's been like a couple years, so I'm just not finishing that. I'm gonna crack that Edgar Allan Poe book open. I have a lot of books to read, and it takes up time. Like it takes up time because you just read them impartially. You read them here and there. So, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to get off my phone this year for real, cause like that shit, yeah. But this is just about, if you know it's Detective Conan, that's like an anime and whatnot. It's like a detective. Um, yeah. Tony Stark. This is just like some fictional characters that I like took a liking to just because of their how they use their intelligence, and like intelligence like being a faculty that could bring them their material wishes, which is what I always like admired. And that's why I like the character Rick Sanchez too, because just like you can, if you have the means, you don't need power like all these other motherfuckers. Like you could just like create your world using your own brain and imagination. So that's what I always admired about these characters. And so like it coincides with like wanting to know all the history of stuff, like of my country, like all the pop culture and stuff, because it's just like have a frame of reference, have a wide enough array of knowledge to like be able to maneuver in any situation and like create a favorable outcome for myself through any situation that I'm placed in. So that was kind of the idea behind that. But yeah, those are all the topics for today. I'm gonna do 10 every time because that seems to be the meta. 10. 10, yeah. That seems to be the meta. So, whether or not I'm skipping between different entries and stuff like that, maybe this entry only has one topic I could use, I'll go to the next one and stuff like that. So, I wrote this one's all coming from one, though. So it's pretty lit. Like, that was a longer entry then. But yeah. So, that's that. I'm back here again tomorrow. Have a good night, for real. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, peace, love, all that. Peace, deuces.